Sunday service, church service. Not really. It's Reading the Bible with Dan. My name is Dan Weber, and as always, I'll be your reader today. Who here doesn't know what this show is about? Anybody raise your hand? Okay, so first thing that you need to know about this show, it is not Christian in any way. So if you're here because you're like, I really love Jesus, then you are going to be upset, and you should probably leave. The second thing, this is a panel show. When I do my normal podcast, you won't see hardly any of these funny people on it ever, but in this show, I have some very funny people who are all on Bridgetown. Very excited for them to come out here. We're going to be reading chapter 19 of Genesis. If you brought your Bibles, please turn to that chapter. And follow along. You know, there's a lot of lessons to be learned in chapter 19 of Genesis. If you're not familiar, that is the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. To give a little preface about, before that, I do have two drinking games that I like to do during live shows. The first one is, anytime I say behold, take a drink. And during the Sodom and Gomorrah episode, anytime I say something that seems sexually dubious, take a drink. You'll probably, 2 beers, minimum. It's going to be pretty fucked up. So, I had a conversation with a man last Thursday about, and he called Portland modern day Sodom. So during this reading, I'm going to talk about why that's fucking ridiculous. Like, there's no... Portland Sodom would be a way different Sodom and Gomorrah than the actual Sodom and Gomorrah. Also, I want to give a little preface. Before this chapter starts, Yahweh goes to Abraham and he's like, yo, I'm going to fucking destroy this city, Sodom and Gomorrah, because they're pissing me off. I've heard reports that they're gross, right? And then Abraham's like, hey, you're going to throw out the baby with the bathwater? You're going to kill like good people as well as bad. Maybe if there's like 50 good people, you don't destroy Sodom. And he's like, fine, if there's 50. And he's like, well, how about 40? And God's like, sure, 40. And he's like, how about 30? God's like, come on, dude. And then he's like, 20? And God's like, all right. And 10, he's like, that's it. That's the bottom, all right? If I find 10 good people in this fucking town, I'm going to have my angels go look for them. I'm going to go door to door or whatever you're going to do to find good people. If I find 10, I won't blow this city up. And so this chapter takes place right after those angels go off to do a survey or whatever. I don't know how you would tell if somebody's good. Also, you know everything, so you already know the answer to that question. You don't need to give a survey or a door-to-door about whether or not, hey, are you a good person? No one's going to say no, you know? You'll die otherwise, fine, I'm great. On every one of these shows, every one of my live shows, I like to have a special guest host, a co-host. He's a very funny guy. He's been on every single one of my live performances for this. Give it up for the very funny Noriko Ott, everybody.
Hey, how's it going? Oh, what a glorious, glorious day.
Yeah, right? So, what do you think? Do you think Portland is a modern day Sodom?
No, I was thinking, no, not at all. I mean,
not at all?
Like, come on. Like, have you been to Vegas at all? Or like,
right.
where it's just gross? Like, not even like, it's like just where you walk around, ugh. There's literally porn, like, tumbleweeds in Vegas that just roll around in the street. Right. I feel like that's worse than here. I was thinking about the idea of angels going around and doing recon to see who was good, and like, how many people would be just totally fucked if it was just, there's a guy, hey, do you have time to take a survey? And they're like, bad. And you're like,
that's one more.
Shit.
So, I just think that Sodom and Gomorrah was not passive-aggressive enough. I think it was aggressive,
yeah.
as we'll find out in a minute. Alright, so I want to bring up the first group of people who are going to be helping me read this silly fucking chapter of this silly goddamn book. Coming up, everybody, the very funny Nato Green, Kate Willett, and Adam Posse.
By the way, if you guys want to scoot up or something, fill in some of these chairs, it's going to be fine. And we'll be caught in photographs and used later.
Stay back, I'm going to spit.
He's going to spit though.
He's going to be spitting angry. Also, no crowd work, so you don't have to worry about it. I'm not going to talk angry to you.
try not to yell rape 70 times.
Jesus. You had to bring that up right away.
Wow, 30 seconds in. Well done, Posse.
Last show we had people who were sign language interpreters on stage, and Adam Posse thought it would be great to find out 70 fucking times what the sign for rape was.
That's not at all what happened.
And he
That's
made
the
the
story
people who were doing the sign language very, very sad. So,
No, I just got. I accidentally said rape a lot. And then the rumor that's gone around is that Adam Posse just yelled rape in sign language interpreter's faces like 70 times in a row. Which I'm not above, but fucking wait till I do it till you actually say it.
What's the way to say it in sign to say sodomy in sign language?
I don't know, but I'm
right now.
really sad that we're not going to find out today.
I do remember that gaping asshole was like this.
Shouts to Wendy.
Like you, Wendy Weiss.
The sign originated with Goatsy.
So he's like, how do I sign this?
All right, everybody, nobody got their Bibles open? Are we ready to start reading this? Amen. Can I get an amen, everybody? Amen! All right. Book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 1. The two angels came to Sodom at evening. Lot sat at the gate of Sodom. Lot saw them, rose up to meet them. He bowed himself with his face to the earth and said, "See now, my lords, please come into your servant's home, stay all night, wash your feet, and you can rise up early and go on your way." They said, "No, but we will stay in the street all night." So how fucking bored is Lot that he's just chilling at the gates all the time? Like, hey guys, come on in, stay at my house, and then get the fuck out of this town. Like, that's...
Well, it's also weird that this is like used as the story that's often supposed to show that God is really mad at gay people, when the first thing that Lot does when he sees these hot dudes is like get on his knees and it's like, "Let me wash your feet." Like, it's pretty gay right from the get-go.
That is true. Like,
I was thinking about how passive aggressive it was to be like, "Hey guys, come on in, hang out. I don't know, wash your feet." Just, you know, like how it's like, just like a subtle jab at like, I don't know, whatever party is smelly or whatever, your feet, I don't know, just throwing that out there.
If you want a Tic Tac as well, that's fine.
Maybe those...
I was on some Tarantino shit.
you know, all I know is angels probably don't ever have bad breath. Like, they didn't need a Tic Tac or like any scope. They're like, "Listen, your breath smells like fucking patchouli." That's a bad.
That was about...
That's a bad one. Lavender. I don't know.
They do need to be able to. Angels do need to pumice the calluses on their feet from the sandals, obviously. From walking the path of the righteousness, you can build up a hefty callus.
Is that the sign in society has gone too far as pedicures? Is that the issue?
That's why he's destroying Sodom. Listen, they take too good care of their bunions. Fuck that.
Look, I get pedicures on the regular, and it's fucking great. And I don't know why all other straight men aren't doing it, because it's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Because you're gonna burn, Dano. That's why.
I'll take it. I will burn in hell to have a small Vietnamese woman lotion my feet. That's a fair trade.
But actually, if some dude if I was like walking on the street and some dude said, "Come in my house, I'll give you a pedicure," honestly, I'd probably say, "No, I'm gonna stay on the street too." So I understand why the angels react the way they
Oh
do.
sure, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
That's a really weird way to respond to a stranger. "Hey, come on into my house. Have all you want to eat. Drink a bunch of wine. I'll give you a foot massage." Like, I wouldn't do it either. I would definitely be homeless before I did anything like that.
They just folded it in, all nonchalant. I don't know, I'll wash your feet, whatever, and then, you know.
It's some next level Airbnb service.
Verse 3. He urged them greatly, and they came in with him and entered into his house. He made them a feast and baked unleavened bread, and they ate. But before they lay down, the men of the city, the men of Sodom, surrounded the house, both young and old, all the people from every quarter. So somebody had the job of being the lookout for new people that show up in town. Like, the town crier just running through, "Hey, new meat!" Like, I don't...
That's how I felt when I started stand-up.
That is not even remotely inaccurate.
Yeah.
Is there a reveal where we get to the bad thing that the people of Sodom have done? Because so far the only truly sinful thing that we've heard is baking unleavened bread. That's the only thing that I find really disgusting. But If they want to do a lot of butt fucking and make unleavened bread, I don't understand what the problem is.
This city's all about clean feet and shitty sandwiches so far.
It's a terrible, what a terrible crime.
Yeah, I do like that. Every single person came out. They were like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, how bad is tourism there? Where it's like, they follow people. Everybody, come on. There's somebody came in now.
Yeah, this is my impression of the story so far is that all we know is that it was a boring ass town.
Well, I mean, everybody showed up, man, woman, like men and children. Like they brought their kids. Like, hey kids, it's your first raping. Come on down. Like they're just excited for their very first train. Like, let's do this.
This is like what Californians think happens in Kentucky or something.
That's actually what Oregonians think happens in California.
Rural Oregonians, Adam.
Stop over here!
Okay, so this next verse will answer your question, as to why is it this is a bad place. Verse 5. They called the lot and said to him, "Where are the men who have come into you this night? Bring them out, that we may have sex with them."
It says sex straight up.
Huh?
It says sex right there.
Straight up. Okay, so let me preface this by saying what I'm reading is the World English Bible. It's a public domain Bible translated by volunteers, because it turns out you can copyright the Bible, so I can't read any other version without getting sued. I can use this one however I want, so I'm pretty sure it's not well translated.
Wait, sued by who? Like by the Lord? Like
By I was just surprised as always.
Look, I'm a Jew, and my legal advice to you, as your Jew lawyer, is I think you're free and clear on the intellectual property.
I think like one of them is owned by a company that's run by Billy Graham, and another one is owned by a company that's owned by the son of Oral Roberts, and I'm pretty sure they would sue the fuck out of me, which actually would give me free publicity, so maybe I should just do that.
What kind of snitch would tell them that you were reading the wrong version of the Bible? That's some tattletale ass bullshit.
Yeah, those Christians, super fucking open and liberal about shit. Always willing to let stuff go.
Have you thought about making a translation where it says, and then they had sex with Billy Graham?
There is another podcast where he actually does retranslate it from the actual Hebrew, but I don't know how to do that, so that's not mine. But I would. That would be fun. All right, we'll just do it right there. Bring them out to us that we may have sex with Billy Graham. Actually sounds better now that you mention it. I like that a lot more.
I'm gonna punch up the Bible. Yeah.
It's about time.
Dear King James, I've got a tag for you.
You're gonna love this one.
Dan, you've talked about this on solo episodes of the podcast. It's like the least concisely written piece of literature ever. It's very
Well, because it wasn't all the same author. It was just a bunch of things that they put together, and there was a lot more, and they got rid of some of it, and they added new things.
Sure.
They come across as amateurs. The Bible's basically an open mic from way back then.
No, it's true. Just a bunch of fucking angry dudes who don't not have problems with women, and...
And all kinds of dick jokes, all kinds. Are you circumcised? No, let's get taken.
Oh yeah.
Lots of dick meat. Not in this one, but sort of, but not the same. Verse 6. Lot went out to them through the door and shut the door after himself. He said, "Please, my brothers, don't act so wickedly. See now, I have 2 virgin daughters. Please let me bring them out to you, and you may do to them what seems good to you. Only don't do anything to these men, because they have come under the shadow of my roof."
Amen.
Weren't your fucking daughters born under the shadow of your roof?
They've been living there the whole time.
But they're not people, so it's different. It's like the Gorilla Kid thing. It's like...
It does seem like the 2 daughters were just sitting there, maybe playing dreidel or whatever the fuck, and then they hear their dad in the distance "Yeah, you can take our daughters." It's like, "What, Dad? What the fuck?" They're grounded. Should have done your homework last week. Now look, you know?
What is that, a D? Alright. Your mistake.
I hope that what seems good to them is playing checkers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, you know, Abraham has to cut off his son's part of his dick. It's yeah, there's a weird fixation with like doing weird sexual shit to your kids in the Bible.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure Isaac was super psyched it was only his dick.
Yeah.
Because, he was like, hey, you were going to murder me a second ago. Fine, whatever you got to do. He makes him carry that altar all the way to the top, build it himself, lay down on it, then he almost stabs him and he's like, it's cool, man. Isaac spends the rest of his life having night terrors. There's no way. He has PTSD hard the rest of the fucking Bible.
You know, for as much as Christians talk about family values, what the fuck does this illustrate? Because this dude is using his kids as a rape mob shield for strangers.
They're angels posse. They're very attractive dudes.
Wait, is that why we as a society treat women so horrible, just in case all the dudes are angels in the world?
Yes.
Don't cover the top of your drink. That might be an angel.
Such a holy text.
Yeah. So, listen, I'm pretty sure they only teach a little part of this one in actual Sunday school. Okay, I got blown up for being wicked. Don't worry about it.
Round of applause if you want to fuck an angel.
I like a man with an edge.
Fallen angel.
An angel in recovery. You know? Somebody in the past.
Does Chris Angel count?
Oh man. No one. This would be a totally different text if it was Chris Angel and his brother. They roll in and he'd be like, fine, just throw him out into the street. Mind freak! Get out of this one, Chris.
I'm gonna make so much shit disappear in you right now. Oh, that's the line!
That's the line. I guess we found it. It was bound to happen sooner or later.
Actually, that's legit. You should have grown up every Chris Angel reference. I apologize.
Verse 9. They said, stand back. Then they said, this one fellow came in to live as a foreigner, and he appoints himself a judge. Now we will deal worsely with you than with them. They pressed hard on the man Lot and came near to break the door. So Lot is like a foreigner, and they're like, you're judging us now? Like, what? He offered you his daughters. That's not a judgment. That's just a swap. That's a bait and switch, if anything.
I just never really noticed when I was in Bible school how like backwoods all this shit is. It's just like weird deliverance crap.
Yeah, it really, really
You ain't
is.
from around here, are you, boy?
Yeah.
Pretty mouth.
He had a pretty mouth.
Then hark, the people of Sodom played banjos and watched the monster truck rally for a while. Get themselves psyched up.
That's why pigs aren't kosher. Because they squeal like a pig. Because you fuck pigs, right? In biblical times.
It's true, you can't eat what you fuck. That's a little known verse in Leviticus.
Commandment 11.
Commandment 11. That one didn't make the cut, and he's like, look, I don't know. I mean, I like pussy count. Verse 10. But the men reached out their hand and brought Lot into the house with them and shut the door. They struck the men who were at the door of the house with blindness, both great and small, so that they wearied themselves to find the door.
Blindness, how about impotence? Like if you're going to strike people with stuff, and your dick fell off. Shazam, problem solved. Like...
Yeah, I was talking about this with somebody else earlier, and I just like to think of the Benny Hill show with yakety sax playing, and he's running around all over the street like, and they're trying to find the door.
I think it's funny too that you strike a bunch of people spontaneously blind and they're not freaked out at all. They just they get tired from looking for a door. Ants around? Fuck it, I'm taking a nap. It's not at all like, oh, this is unusual.
That's like the idea of a bunch of people feeling around trying to braille a rape up out of nowhere. Fine, it is all I'm going to talk about. Good one, fine.
Jesus Christ.
It's the fucking Bible. Rape is going to come up. It's Uncle Yahweh's big book of rape, incest, and genocide.
I see what you did right there, though. You're blaming all the rape on the Old Testament. Fine, blame the Jews. That's our jam.
Well, the people of Sodom are not, in fact, Jewish. So, kind of off the hook on that one. They're a different, that's one of the reasons he's going to blow them to pieces. Like, he's like, yeah, you're not my people. I don't give a shit. You're being bad. Give it up for Ira Novos, everybody. Can't possibly do the show without him. It's always amazing.
See, if they were Jews, they would know that you could just round them up and put them into settlements and cut down their olive trees, bulldoze their houses, and then have that random arrive, and then send Orthodox Jews with wigs to take over their house.
I guess, all right.
We're talking about sodomy. Do you have anything to add?
It is my goal in life to turn as many people into pillars of salt as I can.
Is that what you call cum?
Yes. I always just wonder how hot those angels were.
Fucking hot, dude. They're angels. Like,
Yeah.
Fucking fill up a house for 10 minutes in the name of rape hot. That's how hot those angels were.
The entire town came out to have a way with them. There was somebody who was like, I'm going to be 500th in line, and I don't fucking care. Like,
Something
now, somebody had to go first, and somebody has to go last.
I just wanted to say that something really similar happened when that Olympic diver came out of the closet. He just flocked to the door.
Brinkley Davis?
No, there were some issues there. The recent one, the little one. Tom Daly, thank you.
Woo! Is he good at diving, or is he just super hot?
Also, I want to make clear the issues with Greg Louganis was that he was in a committed relationship with Entertainment News' Steve Kamenko at the time. Nothing having to do with HIV status. It's not a death sentence anymore.
Okay. I did not know he had HIV. I didn't know. I just knew he had come out of the
You
closet.
didn't watch the Greg Louganis story starring Mario Lopez? How do you call yourself a scholar of the Bible?
Okay, tell us more about Gomorrah's Buyers Club.
Buyers Club?
The little Dallas Buyers Club.
Oh, yeah.
If I'd enunciated it, it would have been funny.
That is true. Like, if one person has a disease in this town, they all do very quickly afterwards.
I mean, you've seen the fucking welcoming committee.
And welcome to chlamydia, everyone. This is Sodom and chlamydia. Verse 12. The men said to Lot, do you have anybody else here? Sons-in-law, your sons, your daughters, and whoever you have in the city, bring them out of the place. For we will destroy this place, because the outcry against them has grown so great before Yahweh, that Yahweh has sent us to destroy it. So this is like the death sentence for Sodom. They're like, yeah, we're going to fucking blow this place up. But they only needed to find 10 people. They just listed 10 fucking people. Right?
It's also a weird thing too, because I thought that God can just, like strike down things immediately, but like he needs to send some heavies in too.
Yeah.
Like it's a weird, I don't know how the actual smiting works. That part is confusing me.
They only really talk about brimstone falling out of the sky and scorching the earth. So I don't know what those two guys had to be there for. Like Yahweh could just do that on his own. He does it a bunch. I don't really know. I think it's Also, I just don't know why Yahweh needed to fucking have a question and answer session with anyone or any of that stuff. I know everything, like what the fuck? Why not just be like, I don't like it here? And also, why is it that your fucking main plan is to kill everything in sight? You have unlimited power, why not just be like, alright, none of you want to fuck everybody
I think
anymore?
these two poor angels just found an excuse to take like a dope gay boat cruise vacation.
But this is the point here is that Jewish ethics are about choice, and the people that Yahweh knew that they were evil, but the people had to choose to continue to be evil. They had to be given the opportunity of redemption.
Also arguing. The Hebrew Bible is about extensive arguing and litigation before any decisions are made. You can't even give me 10 people!
Yeah. You want to rape a village and then you got to argue for half an hour first? Stop talking.
I'm really surprised that there's no going for soup.
He did feed them. I mean, they might have had soup during the whole like banging on the door while they're blind, running around thing. Like, hey, have a meal. Why not? Watch it. Look outside. It's funny as hell. I don't know. Has anybody seen the Bible miniseries? Anybody know what I'm talking about?
Is that all the fucking ninjas and shit?
Yeah, well that's for later, but also when they blind them, what the angels do is they run out and they just wave their hands and then everybody's like, ah, like they fall on the ground clawing their eyes out, and that's not what's described here. Also the ninjas, that comes later.
That's how white people felt watching Lemonade.
Alright everybody, thank you for coming up. That's Bird Your Blood. You can stay on stage, guy, I'm sorry. I didn't get a chance to explain how this works.
No, you're okay.
You were in this group anyway, it's perfectly good.
I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to be sorry, it's awesome. Thank you very much for doing it, I'm really glad you're here. Coming up next is group 2, and I hope I remember who's on it. I believe that it's Josh Androsky, Ella Gale, and Kayla Warehouser.
Real quick, out the gate, Ira is the piano player?
Ira's the piano player.
A round of applause for Ira. I was wondering if maybe during this section of the Bible you could play All My Life by Casey and JoJo? You know that? Or anything by R. Kelly? He's kind of like the Old Testament God.
He certainly does mistreat minors.
Yep.
It's a fair amount. Verse 14. Lot went out and spoke to his sons-in-law, who were pledged to marry his daughters, and said, "Get up! Get out of this place, for Yahweh will destroy the city." But he seemed to his son-in-laws to be joking.
Oh, you know that old standard.
Yeah, you know.
Get the fuck out of here!
Come on, Chicken Little. The sky's not falling. Like, what the fuck? What kind of prankster was fucking Lot? He just run into the house every day. We're all gonna die. Like, God again, Lot. We're not falling for it one more time.
He was the Jimmy Kimmel of Sodom.
It was the way he said it. He was like, "Street group outside."
I'm gonna.
Also, the assumption, this is a joke. When Abraham went and told people to cut part of their dick off, no one took that for a bit.
No, it took them for a bit. Thank you. Somebody understands comedy.
Actually, I'm willing to bet that the first son that Abraham was going to do that to was like, come on, like, you gotta be fucking shitting me. And he's like, no, I'm not. I'm going to take this fucking stone and saw part of your cock. And he was like, come on, Dad, really? Like that?
I'm so glad that your dad doesn't tell you you're gonna get a bris nowadays. They don't wait till you're like cognizant, and your dad's like, hey, we gotta talk.
You know the thing you just learned how to play with? I'm going to take some of it away.
Remember this.
You're going to need lube from here on out. Or you can just use your skin, not any longer.
Dads. Father's Day's coming up.
So yeah, his kids, his son, how fucking dumb dumb are his sons-in-law. They're like, yeah, you trickster. Let's just stay here and get murdered. Verse 15. When the morning came, then the angels hurried Lot, saying, get up, take your wife and your 2 daughters who are here, lest you be consumed in the iniquity of the city. So Lot ran to his sons-in-law and said, hey, we're all going to die. And they're like, you're joking. And he's like, I guess I'll take a nap. He slept, he went to bed.
Entire night. He's like, we have to get out of here. Everyone's going to die. Or it's going to consolidate.
But I'm sleepy.
To be fair, we're all gonna die is a better joke than I've heard of many open sites.
Actually, I think that's going to be the name of the next open mic I start. You're all going to die.
And it'll just be everybody's set list.
I don't know, or maybe his sons-in-law were like, yeah, dude, this sucks here so fucking bad, I don't care. Like, I hope so. Like, fucking come on, bring it. Like, I've been meaning to kill myself. I know that's against the rules. Burn me to death, I'm fine with it.
I was born in hellfire and brimstone and consort, and I will die in hellfire and brimstone.
Why was that JFK saying?
Because I had a weed chocolate earlier.
Little known side effect about weed, it makes you yearn for Camelot. The times.
Ich bin ein High AF.
Yeah, if you don't speak German, that means I am a high as fuck.
That's a type of voodoo donut.
Jelly donut, yeah.
Voodoo donut.
I'm a high as fuck. I am a high as fuck. You have to be as high as fuck to sit there.
Dan, I'm sorry, but I got here very late. During the earlier panel, did we establish what Gomorrah is? We know what sodomy is.
Right.
Sodomy is butt sex.
Sure.
Do we know what Gomorrah is? Because my assumption...
The Guardians of the Galaxy.
Alright. I assumed it was just hardcore lesbian action. It was like fisting. There was like one city for dykes, one city for fags, and then just a parade in the middle.
I mean, the Bible never says that lesbians are bad, so I think it was docking. That's what I think. And they didn't even have language to describe that when they wrote it, so they're like, fuck it, let's just talk about Gomorrah. That's the Sodom, that's the one we like. Like, they do some weird shit.
You know that part of the dick we hate? They love it.
Father's Day, June 19th.
Verse 16. But he lingered, and the man grabbed his hand, his wife's hand, and his 2 daughters' hands, Yahweh being merciful to him, and they took him out and set him outside the city.
Who took him out?
The angels.
The angels were like, Jesus fucking, could you get it together?
Yeah. He woke up, he's like, shit, we still gotta go. You gotta go. And he's like, come on,
But
man.
later.
I just woke up. Give me a second.
Honestly, this is the most Portland part of Sodom.
It's 3 in the afternoon. Get up, dude.
Like, fuck, man, I haven't even had my morning bong rip yet. Don't fucking make me get out of the house. I can't possibly see anyone until I've had 3 espressos.
And then they're all just in the desert, like holding hands with each other, like Burning Man.
Yeah. So this is kind of what Adipose was talking about when he's talking about the mini-series, because at this point, when they're like, grab their hands and take them out, instead of that, what it is, the 2 angels walk out into the street and a mob of people start running at them, and one angel pulls out one giant katana, and the other guy pulls out 2 short swords, and they just murder the fuck out of everybody in that street. Just run down the street killing every single person they come across. It is fucking epic. If you want to see, it is one of the funniest TV shows I've ever seen in my life. The Bible miniseries is fucking amazing. The funniest thing of all is that Satan himself looks exactly like Barack Obama. It isn't even like a little bit like him, it's just Barack Obama wearing a robe with a hood. That is
No.
it.
It's funny because it's true.
And the person who says it's
Everyone felt weird about that.
Yeah. Jesus. Sorry. He's still the president.
He's also the devil.
Thank you.
That would be a weird last reveal. Like he's like, well, as of my last action as president.
But you're not born in Kenya.
No, hell is definitely a place in America. Oklahoma, what up?
Satan is most certainly an American citizen. His name is Donald Trump.
Are you a Trump fan?
Yeah, he's got powers.
Donald Trump's just King Koopa from the Super Mario Brothers movie.
I thought he was Escape from Chuck E. Cheese, like one of the animatronic singing puppets.
A puppet.
Yeah, he got out.
You know, you get your pepperoni on the side of racist.
Yeah.
Father's Day, June 19th.
Oh man. Verse 17. It came to pass when they had taken them out, he said, escape for your life. Don't look behind you and don't stay anywhere in the plain. Escape to the mountains, lest you be consumed. So this is one of the cases where this particular version of the Bible is written really poorly, and that they just call everybody him. After they initially established what the characters are, everybody's he said to him for the rest of it. So I'm assuming this is the angels talking to Lot saying, dude, get to the fucking...
Or is it a beautiful poetic gesture saying that in that situation, the angels and Lot himself are in the exact same situation? That everybody is just experiencing things the same way, and that men are the only people who matter.
Is it that, do you think?
Did God just want Lot to like run from the city and like look cool? Like,
Yeah,
and
well,
not get
explosion,
back?
yeah.
This is our first running from an explosion! That's so exciting!
Don't fuck it up!
Yeah, don't look back, it's gonna look super tight if you just keep looking forward. From up here, we're hooting and hollering, we got popcorn, this is dope.
Like he wanted to give the monks something cool to illuminate later.
Draw this! And it's just like this huge mushroom cloud behind him.
But also, like, that is absolutely what you would say to someone to totally prank them. To be like, yeah, your hometown's dying. Don't look at it, though. Like, you're all gonna die, everyone's dying. You gotta run to the mountains. I swear to God, if you look back, you're gonna die too. So just, yeah, it happened. I swear.
You're right.
Yeah,
18.
I'm God.
Verse 18. Lot said to them, oh, not so, my lord. See now, your servant has found favor in your sight. You have magnified your loving kindness, which you have shown to me by saving my life. I can't escape to the mountains, lest evil overtake me and I die. Yet again, one of the most Portland things said in this particular chapter.
Negotiations.
What's that?
Negotiation.
Negotiation. No.
Also, just real lazy. Like,
Yeah, right?
you made me get up, now I have to climb a mountain. It's like a fat kid at summer camp.
Oh, I can't climb that mountain, I'll turn evil.
The wonderful thing about this period in like Judaism is there are only 9 Jews or something like that. So like God's essentially just their manager. They're just like arguing with them. You have to go into the mountains. I don't know if that's right for me right now. Could you get me a Montreal audition?
God's real name is Irving. That's
Listen, kid, I got you. But you're gonna have to leave town. This one's not good for you anymore.
Scram, beat it. See?
It's just like a Hanna-Barbera cartoon or something, basically. I mean, it's just you got them all in the van. Come on, guys, to the next. Okay.
Exit stage lobby.
Yahweh or the highway.
Perfect. Oh, I killed it. Verse 20. See now, this city is near to flee to, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape there. Isn't it a little one? And my soul will live.
What?
Pretty sure that's the most Portland line in this entire chapter of the Bible.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Let me go to this little manageable city where I can be a big deal.
It is little, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I guess that is kind of like he's talking to his manager. He's like, listen, I'm not ready for the big city yet. Send me to Portland, I'll be the biggest fish in a small pond.
This is also the greatest origin story for tiny house hunters. Oh, it's just such a cute little one.
It's a little city. I don't know why that's pertinent, actually. Like, I guess, why not a bigger city? Actually, it would be better in a bigger city, because it would be harder to kill everyone in a bigger city. A little city, super easy to kill every single person inside.
Super smiteable.
Super smiteable. Even a dude with a knife could probably handle it, of course.
But everyone knows.
If you're following along at home, just that's the plan. Anyway, what?
There's no butt stuff in little towns. Everyone knows that.
Small town Holy Land. We don't play that way.
Is anyone else imagining this little city's Reno, Nevada? Or is it just
Sparks.
Sparks?
The biggest little city in America. It's verse 21. He said to him, behold, I have granted your request concerning this thing also, that I will not overthrow the city of which you have spoken. So I guess this little city was going to get fucked up until Lot was like, can I go there? And they're like, all right. They didn't even mention it. It was another little town, they're like a suburb of Sodom and some shit.
It sounds like the angels just have so much fucking bureaucracy to cut through.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I gotta do the fucking paperwork to smite this city. You know what? Fine, just go there. That's fine. I'm gonna take a break.
I need a dope.
Sorry, none of you work in offices. I forgot this was Portland.
Oh no. None of them work in offices. This is Portland.
I have no idea what he's talking
You
about.
try to do a joke about having a career in this town. Everybody looks like, fuck yourself. Homeownership's the only thing harder. I found out the hard way. Verse 22. Hurry, escape there, for I can't do anything until you get there. Therefore, the name of the city was called Zoar, which means little. So they just escaped to little.
Oh, Colorado.
I do like.
Columbine, right?
It's right there. I like how flexible Yahweh is at this point, because there's like 90% of the other Bible where he's like, nah, not at all. But this one he's like, okay, you want to go? No, a little bit, maybe later. Do you want to do tomorrow? How about in the afternoon? Is the afternoon good for you? You want to go to the mountains? No, a little time? All right, we'll go to the fucking little time. We'll call it little. Is that enough convenient enough for you?
I just put two and two together that Lot is in little now. That's fun. The Bible's fun.
I wonder if that was fucking intentional. I sincerely hope so.
But you know Lot's daughters have to have been irked by going to this little town with no gay people, which means no Whole Foods, you know? Like more limited retail options.
They have to shop at Kmart.
And they all have to marry the one single man. The one man in Zohar.
Oh, it gets weirder later. There is no single man.
Spoiler alert, everybody. It's not all happiness after they get to Zoar.
You don't mess with the Zoar.
I stopped myself from saying it.
Verse 23. The sun had risen on the earth when Lot came to Zoar. Then Yahweh rained on Sodom and Gomorrah sulfur and fire from Yahweh out of the sky. They fucked the place up.
Yeah.
Gomorrah hasn't done shit yet.
Well, like we just don't. It was too fucked up for the Bible to even mention, which must be incredibly fucked up.
It's like the.
Or completely petty. You know what I mean? Either side. You know, either way. Like someone snuck a shrimp in and he's like, spiked!
It's like, I think it's just like a plot hole. It's like the kid that was Robert Baratheon's son in Game of Thrones is sent off to a boat and we haven't seen him in 5 years. He's the Gomorrah of Game of Thrones.
I just have a question. Okay, so city known for butt sex, smitten with brimstone, which is sulfur, which smells like farts. Is God a frat boy? Is God...
But they're like, butt so much, why do I say this?
Fart you out of existence. I'm going to fart you to death.
I literally never thought of that. That guy just reaches down, like squats down over Sodom and just lays out the gigantic fart. Lights it on fire, just like whoosh.
He stopped hitting yourself to Israel until...
Oh, that's what the Old Testament is, John!
Stop smiting yourself. Stop smiting yourself. Hey, go get some wheat chocolates out of that store.
Verse 25. He overthrew those cities, all the plain, all the inhabitants of the cities, and that which grew on the ground. But Lot's wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt.
And that's the last bad thing that happened in the Middle East.
Hunky-dory after that.
Like, this is fucked up. We all know this, but like, first of all, let's do it. There were so many negotiations between like 4 verses ago when they were like, hey, besides, like, don't look behind you. But then we moved from the mountains to little Zor, and then like a bunch of other shit happened. So like, was that even still on the table to like the direction to not look behind her? Or I mean,
For her, yes.
yeah, still.
For him,
No, you're right.
no.
No, you're right. No, you're right. I like to think everyone else was looking behind them too, and then Yahweh was just like, fucking you! And just salt. I ordered a margarita in honor of Lot's wife. That's just a true thing. That's just a true
Her
thing.
name was Marguerite.
It's a true thing.
But then afterwards in the desert, they could have as much brine chicken as they wanted.
Yeah, right? Like,
So
I mean, she was
nice.
super useful. They were just like, you know, little known fact, the first margarita, they just rubbed the fucking glass on Lot's wife.
She didn't even get a name.
What's that?
She didn't even get a name. She never gets a name. I think it's Saltine.
Saltina?
Yes.
So beautiful.
It is.
Sodium was her name. I just think
Is she the girl on the Morton Salt?
Yes. That tiny little adorable.
with the fucking umbrella,
Yeah, that's rainfire. That she's like her fire ring.
silver coming out of the sky.
Plus,
I just-
everything that Lot says, like, Yahweh's like, okay, fine, you don't have to, you don't have to, you don't have to, but this one thing! Like, finally he puts his foot down.
Yeah, you know, he's always been rational prior to this. And
That's what I, yeah, you're right.
Especially to women.
There's never been
Yeah,
any
mostly to women.
exceptions about things. It's always been pretty straightforward.
Wait a second, I just had another realization. We got salt, we got sulfur. Did God teach us how to make gunpowder in the Bible? Is there a coal reference anywhere in here? This is like the episode of Star Trek where Kirk is able to make gunpowder and defeat that one lizard. Corn!
Is that why it's called an assault rifle?
I liked that joke a lot. Point me! Put me on at midnight! Fuck!
You didn't like it just a little?
No, that was too far, so high.
No Zor. Alright. I don't know how they figured out that she was a pillar of salt though. Like,
They
because
licked her.
they're
They
running,
licked it.
they're running, they can't look behind themselves.
Look.
Bam, it's pillar of salt.
Yeah.
They just keep running. They still can't look behind themselves. Was she just there? Did they go back
They
like a
went
couple
back
weeks
later and
later?
flicked her was like, yep, that's mom.
I knew it.
Just some lump of salt on the ground?
Yeah.
Like maybe she just ran off. She was like, this is my chance to get away from this crazy dick. Who always tells us we're all gonna die, so she just escapes off into the distance and then just leave. There's a lump of salt. They're like, that's mom.
I love that idea. Like, have you licked mom lately? She tastes weird.
They were married, of course he hadn't licked her.
Real life little story in Sunday school when I was very little. It was this story that they told and retold and retold and retold to like really solidify that if you don't listen to God and your husband, fucking
You're gonna be a
salt.
flavor?
You're gonna be a Chico stick. Exactly. You're gonna be a seasoning. You're gonna be a seasoning.
You're gonna be the main ingredient ingredient of every single vegan dish on earth? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, exactly.
Does no one know this? I tried to be vegan for a second, but I have high blood pressure, and I was like, it's 25% sodium every day. You have to do something to make it taste not like bullshit. Here we go, salt.
When he says a second, he really does mean 1 second.
Let's be fair. This is a text of and by the Jews. It's not going to be a pillar of bright, fresh flavor. We were pickling from the beginning.
What if we did cream cheese instead? Like a pile of locks.
Ooh, now we're talking.
A world of bagels. All right, guys, thank you very much. That's the end of the segment. The last group of people on the show for the final section: Robert Buscemi, David Borey, Leah Mansfield, and Amy Miller. Everybody.
Thanks for saving the most depraved part for us.
I'm so angry already.
I'm thirsty.
Also, I just had some salty, so tasted like.
We know you're into women.
Thank you for getting that.
All right, ready? Follow along. Verse 27. Abraham went up early in the morning to the place where he had stood before Yahweh. He looked towards Sodom and Gomorrah and towards all the land of the plain, and saw that the smoke of the land went up as the smoke of a furnace. So he's like, I guess Yahweh followed through on his fucking plan.
I want to know where the fuck he's been this whole time. Why didn't he come down and warn him? He's standing right there. He's clearly close enough to be like, maybe I should go down and let him know. It's like, no.
It's not his place. He sticks with Yahweh. That's his dude. That's not what I do.
And who is Yahweh?
It's God, you son of a bitch.
You're right. We know who the heathens are on the show.
I'm in a bed.
He's this crazy old man who likes to blow shit up. I mean, really, at the end of the day, it's kind of what it is. No, I think you're right.
The Michael Bay of the Bible.
Yeah. This is. So which would be
Michael Babel. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry. I know. Everyone else got one.
So the story of Joseph and the Technicolor raincoat is like his Transformers 4.
It's a dream coat, Dan. It's a dream coat. You're such a bummer.
You said raincoat. I think you meant it.
Did you think it was about a 1980s condom?
The dream coat's not even in the Bible anyway. Like it's not a thing.
What is Technicolor?
That's about it. All
This is
right.
going great so far.
So they had furnaces.
So they have furnace. They know what a furnace is.
Cool.
Or at least the person who did this translation of the Bible knows what a furnace is. It probably meant bonfire.
Cool. I think furnace. It's just important to know they had furnaces for the rest of the story.
It must have been pretty. I wonder if there were like smoke signals, like things being said in like Morse code.
Yeah. Ow, I'm on fire.
Yeah. I'm salt, please, find me in the afterlife. Something, I don't know.
Help, I regret all the butt sex.
Never that.
That would have been like, God damn, it was totally worth it. That was what everything was. Totally worth it.
Always worth it.
Love that butt stuff.
Gotta get that butt stuff in, you know?
Gotta get that butt stuff out.
Yeah. Lesbians aren't mentioned, so I don't know if I have to adhere to all that butt stuff. Do I?
Lesbians can do butt stuff.
Not the lesbians I'm with. Comes out. I'm gonna have to wash my hands.
You wouldn't have done it other way.
Do you normally not wash your hands afterwards? He said, now I'm gonna have to wash my hands. I'm like, well, I think you should anyway.
Sometimes it's fun to go to work and brag. I don't know.
Do you work at a junior high school?
I tried to get a job there and they kept confusing me for one of the kids.
It's because you were trying to finger bang everybody and not wash your hands.
I can't even talk to women under 25, man. It's cool.
Me either.
Verse 29.
It's gonna be a walk.
It's like a furnace up here, you know what I mean? Wow, so sweaty.
It tastes like a pillar of salt right now.
It's a pillar, not a pillow. You know that, right? A pillow of salt? That's what you got?
Did you say pillow?
No.
No, she said.
What if you did, though?
It was a hot riff.
They heard it.
It was a hot riff.
You said pillow, right? Okay. Well, thank you for laughing anyway.
Verse 29. When God destroyed the cities of the plain, God remembered Abraham and sent Lot out of the middle of the overthrow when he overthrew the cities in which Lot lived.
That implies that God can forget something. So he forgot something for a little while and then remembered it.
He's like, oh yeah.
I don't think about him as having, like, being a busy waiter going, oh yeah, milk for table 3.
That's what it's like, I was supposed to say. Fuck. All right, well.
I've never ordered milk at a restaurant.
Yeah, how did you forget that order?
Weird. It was one of those two. No, but
Robert orders a lot of milk at restaurants.
I worked in restaurants for 9 years. I don't remember a single person ordering a glass of milk.
we grew up drinking glasses of milk. I think it's viable, right? As a request.
I have served glasses of milk to full-grown men. And I remember it because I brought all the staff to come and laugh at it.
You just bring out a cow and a bucket under him, pour it on the guy's head.
Bad tipper, too.
That's
Milk
what-
drinkers, bad tippers.
Cow tipper.
This is so good.
Verse 30. Lot went up out of Zoar and lived in the mountain, and his 2 daughters with him, for he was afraid to live in Zoar. He lived in a cave with his 2 daughters. So this is not
Gentrification,
good.
man.
It's a
Gotta
party.
get a small place, you know? Everything's too expensive.
Too close to home.
It's a party cave right there. California king-size bed, right?
There's no such cave as a party cave.
I guess it's suspicious when you and your kids are the only people to escape a whole burning town. Also, you can smell your former neighbors as they waft over.
Wait, did he have more than 2 daughters?
He
Just
did.
How did he pick?
The angels picked for it. The angels grabbed the 2 virgins.
Boy,
the other ones weren't
I thought
virgins?
the 2
The other ones
virgins
were
got...
married.
How does
So
it?
they all died.
So we had 4 virgins and 2 got raped to death.
No. He didn't. The angels didn't let him set him outside.
Oh.
The angels were like, "Hey, dude, that's kind of fucked up."
I appreciate you trying to help.
I feel like you're doing a lot of loose interpretation.
I'm trying to, I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. They're angels. Maybe they were like, "Nah, dude, we don't want to watch that. We saw that last week."
Angels don't have feelings.
The angels, I'm picturing them dressed like the guys in Reservoir Dogs. Anyone else like slick back hair? They gotta be incognito. It's not like wings and,
I only picture Della Reese.
It's like a Victoria's Secret commercial, but with dudes.
Honestly, I think it's a generational thing because I think of Michael Landon.
You know they have great hair. They have to have good hair.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I
And
mean,
Coke habit.
that's a sweet mullet. Try not to fuck that. Right.
I picture Bobby Brown. Lovable rascal.
It's like his like. Who'd you say picture? And it was just a town full of Bill Cosbys just waiting to.
Oh man.
Too soon? Is that,
A bunch of sweaters.
Oh no, this is about to go in a very Cosby direction. Just wait.
It's like a reverse Cosby, though.
That's not a term we should.
You don't know that sexual position, the reverse Cosby?
You mean consensual sex?
Yes.
Or you slip a woman a Red Bull.
Jesus Christ, how many verses are in this thing?
You just send her away unscathed with a pudding. There you go. You got a whole day ahead of you. Great cosmic depression. Hey there, go.
Tell her to pull down her pants and quit her job. That one's for me.
Verse 31. The firstborn said to the younger, "Our father is old. There is not a man in the earth to come into us in the way of all the earth. Come, let's make our father drink wine, and we will lay with him."
Yeah, Papa.
We will lay with him, that we may preserve our father's family line.
That's a good retirement plan. The man's trying to retire.
Classic ladies. All the time doing this.
I mean,
I read YM. I know what you do.
I have older sisters, and they talk me into some crazy shit, but this is like next level. They're horrible people, older siblings. You're all horrible.
How about we get dad drunk and fuck him? Okay, I'm listening.
As long as you like me.
I wonder if they have like a weekly schedule. Whose day is it?
Tuesday, is it?
Yeah.
Well, there's only
Tuesdays,
two of them.
Thursdays, and Fridays. It's,
I
And on
got
Sundays, it's a day of rest.
the older sister really bit the bullet. At least she didn't like egg her younger sister into doing it first, which is what my sister did to me. Except pretend that sex with your father was a glass of milk with ketchup in it. She told me it was blood.
I'm so glad that story had that final twist.
A lot of milk talk today. A lot of milk
A
talk.
lot of milk talk. A lot of hot milk talk.
I know how she's feeling. Like for a while in Portland,
You know how
like there's no men. Like there's no. It's just the pool is so small. But they literally haven't left the cave yet. And she's like, I guess we gotta fuck Dad. I swiped on everyone, and he's the only one.
maybe he whispered to his wife to look back. It's like, look, honey, look. They could go off with his daughters.
You know, how do
He
you
could shack up in a cave with his daughters. He told his wife, look behind you. And then she turned to Salt, and he's free to bang tang on his daughters.
Bang, tang on his daughter. You talk like a narc. I love it. I grew up on it. Who's trying to bang tang like?
Maybe she looked back as like a suicide thing because she knew these daughters were trying to get at her dude, and she didn't want to be around to watch it.
And the question of how you can look without actually looking, you just take a phone, your cell phone, and put the thing, turn
Oh
the
yeah, why didn't they think of that?
You know when you got bang tang brain? You know. You're not pulling the phone out.
Bang tang. That's a t-shirt right there, bang tang.
How do you...
Or all bang at 40. That's the back.
Jesus.
Sorry.
How do you have to approach that conversation with your sister how do you come at that? Just like, hey, you know how you always wanted a little brother?
I think you just go to her and be like, listen, No, I don't. I'm sorry.
I like the idea that they were only giving dad wine and they were staying sober. Just enjoy it.
That's a reverse Cosby right there. It's like with them getting Cosby obliterated.
How far could they be from Zor? Don't they realize that there's other adult men in a little town, or is there just that was the lesbian town that everyone was referring to? They're like, listen, there's no men left.
Probably the
Just
postman.
homos.
Yeah, probably like the postman lived in Zor. They go to Zor for milk and
Right, milk,
with the
and milk,
ketchup.
ketchup and milk. Yeah, don't drink that as blood.
It's just like, you know,
Couple scoops of Bang Tang.
yeah. You take a couple guys who
Powdered
are like these no good men in the world. Let's just fuck dad.
Hey, just give up.
They probably have a pedicure place in Zor too. Just call that.
They would have been destroyed if they had a pedicure place. We established that earlier.
Alright, sorry.
Verse 33. They made their father drink wine that night, and the firstborn went in and lay with her father. He didn't know when she lay down, nor when she arose.
So he's a valet?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question. I've never been with a man. How do you get a boner in that situation?
You don't.
First you have
Instinct kicks in, you work out, you know? He wasn't that unattractive. People act like he was a horrible old man. He worked out, he guided this whole town, you know, around. He's talking to God.
He wasn't able to run away.
His daughters were inexperienced. They thought, hey, you know,
You can get it up in your sleep.
Dad was a player.
This makes me sound awful, but
You raised it in the sleep?
I've seen it.
Feels like raping a dude.
I don't touch it. You're not allowed if someone's
touch
asleep.
it.
No, I'm not. No.
We're not really asleep.
What an education.
No, the thing is, like, if you drank enough to fuck your daughter, if you didn't want to, you're not capable of getting an erection. You are too shit-faced. I think.
Well,
he
what
just
kind of
sipped on
wine?
the wine, and he was like, "Oh man, I am so shit-faced. I'm gonna go lay down." He overheard him, and he's like, I'm gonna get some tonight. I better pretend to be wasted." Goes, lays down.
You're really pushing hard for him to be the worst person ever.
What?
Like, yeah.
Why are you blaming the victim, Dan?
You're right. You're right. He was very victimized this entire time. He probably has PTSD from watching every single person he's ever known get lit on fire by Yahweh. His house, all of his sons-in-laws, his other children, his wife turned into a pillar of salt. He's a fucking mess. He's just like, I don't care. I just want to fucking forget.
Who wants a little wine? Who doesn't? You know?
Sex is the best thing to make you forget. I think he bought the alcohol was O'Doul's, so he was able to cover it up and be sober the whole time.
I think we're forgetting something very important. Remember, Lot offered his 2 daughters to a mob of horny dudes. Now they're like, let's fucking get this fucker back. Let's just...
By fucking him?
Yeah.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna
We're gonna suck that dick.
You're weird. You're fucking gross.
The whole time they're on top, you're disgusting.
You're gross for this. This is on you.
How does this work? They're virgins in ancient biblical times. It's not like they had like how human bodies work, the book or anything. You know?
I know, but they all slept in one room. Like, they...
That's true. There's a lot of raping in their hometown, so I feel like maybe they did get. They just.
And they probably done some
That's
hand
how it
stuff.
works. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You wait until they don't want to, and then.
That's why they got him drunk. They're like, you have to wait until they're not into it. And then,
Right. That's the only sex
that's
they
the
know.
Sodom way.
You're saying that they jerked him off for a while, David?
I mean, yeah, because it does it sometimes when you're drinking. You gotta.
No, I understand.
That's what my
I've
dad
been around
likes.
many didn't.
You can't just be jamming around.
Why am I more grossed out that these daughters jerked their dad off than just had sex with him?
You gotta set the mood, right?
Is that jerking off?
Wait, is jerking off way more of like an affectionate maneuver? Like,
it's too
No, it's
intimate.
not.
It's too intimate.
You've never jerked off first person. It's a soulless endeavor.
the notebook's on, there's a hole in the bottom of the popcorn bucket. It's a very
There's no affection.
I wonder if the daughters put like some pornography on the cave walls, like drew some pornographic pictures or something. Get that in the mood, no?
Just draw some ebonies on there. I know it's weird.
I just picture scientists finding the cave that Lot was in. It's just covered in dick and balls. Just dick and balls, dick and balls, dick and balls, dick and balls.
Cum stains on the walls.
It's just their dad's dick and balls. It's no one else. They don't
So
know.
my dad's cave looked like.
That's a lot of
I just thought I'd look.
It's like one of those stickers for the back of your minivan, but it's just like dad and 2 daughters and 2 littler daughters.
Like a Russian puppy dog.
And then a little salt shaker.
Miss you, Mom. Miss you. Happy Mother's Day.
Okay, I know you're all horned up from this story, but
I'm actually
keep your hands off my
It's
knees.
cool. All right, listen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Is that worth throwing salt
I've
over
learned a
your
lot
shoulder?
about male sex, though, I will say that, from the Bible. Thank you, Bible, for teaching me how men work. That's my
Verse 34. It came to pass on the next day that the firstborn said to the younger, Behold, I lay last night with my father. Let's make him drink wine again tonight. You go in and lay with him, and then we will preserve our father's family line.
Just like
He's
how,
got that good pee.
yeah, she's like so braggy about it. Like, I fucked Dad. Yeah, I did. Get in there, little sister.
There's some Merlot on the counter.
Dad's not hungover at all. Like, he's not, oh my God.
I wish they had tequila, just for the salt and lime. That would be great.
Every time I make
Some
a,
almond lime?
Drink, fuck dad.
every time I make a bad sexual decision, I'm gonna go, behold, I fucked a comedian last night.
Let's get him drunk and then you can fuck him too.
Welcome to Bridgetown.
Yeah, the cave's name is Bridgetown.
I didn't do that, but
Free burritos.
Free burritos.
I would never do that.
All you can eat burritos. Verse 35. They made their father drink wine that night also. The younger went in and lay with him. He didn't know when she lay down, nor when she got up. Thus both of Lot's daughters were with child by their father.
I feel like these verses were written by Lot's lawyer. Like, he just didn't know. He didn't know when she came in, when she
doesn't know
left
when
the
she
room.
went
He
out.
doesn't know what's going on.
Plausible
Your Honor.
deniability.
So if you guys heard anything about Lot, this totally clears that up.
I just think it's weird, like Lot is just ridiculously fertile. Like he's just like one shot, one kill.
Is there a shot camera on there? Do we know how many times?
Maybe he fucked her a couple of times throughout the night, but she.
So there's
That's the
new
first one
babies.
to take.
So the daughters had their own half siblings.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It's just like West Virginia.
This does remind me of my family a little bit.
Their family tree starts to look like a Dr. Seuss tree. Like, too literary? That's fine.
I always love how fast you shut yourself down.
Oh, say this. No. Alright, fuck you then. I was trying to think of a Dr. Seuss rhyme for daughter fucking, but
Hop on pop.
Is this what you thought being a comedian would be? You proud of yourself?
Child Amy would be so disappointed in everything I'm doing. She loved this book, okay?
I used to love this book too. Not this part, but the other parts.
Hop on pop.
Or the Bible.
No, the Bible. I used to be a right-wing religious nut job, so.
Me too, man.
Oh, yeah?
We did it.
Yeah, we survived.
me as well. That's why I'm doing the podcast today.
I made it, you guys. I hate everybody.
I heard you're going to hell in this book.
Oh God, I hope so. It's gonna be so interesting.
I was an altar boy.
He's gonna be there with me.
I have no regrets at all.
I knew
Forgive
another
me,
guy that
Father.
fucked a priest. Yeah.
Did you go to Catholic school?
Yeah, all through college and everything. No, I didn't do any of that. I just made that up. But you do call them fathers. If you see one on the, I was raised Catholic somewhat. My parents are very Catholic, but if you see them out, you say, "Hey, Father." You know, so it's inculcated since lots of time.
I don't know what to believe anymore. I like it when comics are getting to know each other, and then one person's like, I made this whole story up! I don't feel.
Feeling is overrated.
Verse 37. The firstborn bore a son and named him Moab. He is the father of the Moabites to this day. The younger also bore a son, called his name Ben-Ami. He is the father of Ammon to this day.
I love that it's explaining other towns, and that's how we got Troutdale, you guys. That's right. And the youngest went off to form Walla Walla, Washington.
Keep it going for Yakima. They're all related.
All related, exactly.
So, those kids are retards, though, right? Don't get weird. We're talking about fucking siblings. Fucking, I can't say retard.
Do they only have the one son each? Because first of all, I feel like that's a really good job on Dad's part, right? Because sons are way more important than daughters, clearly. So
I don't know. The
shot
daughters
two
were pretty
sons.
clutch in this
But were there
situation.
other? Because were there other kids? Because eventually those sons are gonna have to fuck their mothers or their sisters to keep it going.
Right.
Or maybe
That's the rule.
they'll leave the cave and go into town. Like the Connors should have done, but didn't.
They don't
Doesn't
even know that the
anybody
rule
need
exists.
dry goods yet? Like,
You know what? I hate to sound crazy, but I'm gonna swipe left on Dad.
Sometimes your roommate's just there when you're drunk on wine, you know? It's easier to not leave.
Behold, I fucked my roommate.
He's also my dad. I live with my parents.
I love that you fucked your dad and not your mom. That was great.
Yeah, that'd be gross.
Fucking your mom would be so much better. So much better. At least then you wouldn't be a homo. On top of a motherfucker.
Please don't tell my mom I said that, you guys. I don't want to offend my mom. She'd be so bummed.
We can pretend it's my mom. She's a cunt.
Also, you don't know your dad, so you couldn't have possibly fucked
I
him.
probably could have. I don't know.
Maybe you did.
it's going down right now.
Maybe you saw some guy and you're like, you look a lot like me, but you're like 20, 25 years older.
Yeah.
Let's hook up.
I like your mustache and Camaro, man.
20, 25. I'm gonna get 17 years old.
Probably go.
15 years old.
You own this trailer? What?
Cool cave, Dad. Let's hang out. Like a glass of wine.
At one point, we figured out that I could possibly be his dad. Like, if I hooked up with his mom when I was 14.
Yeah, could be.
Oh.
That'd be great. It was like, oh,
You
wow,
weren't
that's my friend
getting-
Dan.
You've grown up.
So did you, Dan. Good job.
Still coloring, Dan?
You still brag about your D&D character?
He
That's what
does.
got me into SAC the first time.
Nobody's ever said that before.
So, that's not what got you in the sack the first time.
No,
That's for
it's what
poor people.
prevented it for several years. All right, that's it for the chapter. Thank you very much for coming up. everything in the Bible, every single chapter has to have a lesson that we learned. What do you think we learned today, Noriko? What was our valuable lesson?
We learned a lot about family today. And a lot about chemistry. Thank you, Guy Brown. Making gunpowder. It was awesome.
I think the lesson is the family that lays together stays together. Thank you very much. That's the show. You can find me a regular podcast on iTunes. Just look up Reading the Bible for Dan. There are 119 other delightful episodes full of terrible shit just like this show. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of Bridgetown, everybody.